Okay. Let's see. Okay, what's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? All right, so I didn't want this stream to be too long, just long enough. Um, Want to kind of go over, kind of back test, what went down last night after the stream. And then go over and journal my New York session because I did not journal that today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. All right. Okay. So make sure that's on there. All right. So last night on NQ, we were really banking on that open to go ahead and give us a push, which it did. The reason being is because we came into this demand zone here that broke this high on the higher time frame. This high was broken right here by this 15-minute, 5-minute demand zone here. Once we came into it, we closed on the weekend with a 4-hour Harami, which also was a 1-hour Harami, which also was a 15-minute Harami. When we came back in towards Friday, the end of Friday, we stopped right here, which was a really good retest on this. I think this week right here was a really good retest into this area right here. Price opened up with a gap and literally never came back. So we could have really hit a buy and just went from there. Um, but anyway, so this was not our trading session. So we stayed right out of it. Okay. We wish we would have, we could have, but we didn't, and we won't. So we continued to push up. Okay. Once I seen this push up on the 15-minute, I immediately was drawn into this imbalance. So I got to find out what order block causes that push, which is down here, right past the gap right here in the session. So once I got that push up, okay, maybe price might not come all the way back down after, being down here over the weekend. Okay, cool. Let me look down on the 5-minute time frame. The 5-minute time frame gave me this order block right here, coupled with a couple of them from over here. Price came back, pretty much stayed in this range right here where it found support. Kind of, rode the tail end of this 50 EMA and just kept going. Never really came back. I didn't know whether or not this was going to be a just push through type of supply and demand to get to that really good one down here. And I'm going to bold that one, the ones that I'm serious about. I like to bold them out. That's why I was serious about this one. And with those imbalances that kept coming in, and even I was say even on the 5-minute, but on those 3 time frames, I mean that was like it cooked. Anyways, as my brother would say. Anyways, after we got this push up, we had that just made me feel real old, like just saying, as my brother would say, as the young kids would say. Anyway, after that or whatever like that, we ended up pushing up on the 5-minute time frame. Price did this, started pushing up or whatever like that, found a little resistance, gave us a good push right here, found imbalance. That's why I marked out this 5-minute demand. Okay. At the time, this was a really good demand because the EMA matches in here. We have a 1 hour line right here and the middle of the 5 minutes right here. So just three confluences, that would have been a really good trade. We did not get a trade in, and we did not wake up at 2. So London session, we did not get into New York. So basically, what happened during this time, we had a push up past this area. It pulled back, broke below, had a harami, went on ahead and pushed up again, which we could expect. Had a break. This is our order block. It did not break the order block all this time. This looking like, could push up again, but let's see what happens. It's now 2 o'clock, so we will be looking at. I would like for it to break here and give us a push down into this area, or either we can break here. So, okay, so we did have a break here with imbalance. I would definitely probably mark out this high. Let's go ahead and do that. I want to see a break here, which it made. And then I'm gonna mark out this high right here. We did get a break on the 5 minute time frame. Did get a break on the 5 minute time frame. So that's that right there. Okay. Looking good. Oh, came into, we just want 20 points. That's it. So let's see what we can do. What it can give us. So we ended up breaking. Boom. I hate when it just keep going. Like, I've been pressed stop. Okay, so at this point, it's like I said, it's 2 o'clock. We probably would have seen this break go on. Okay, we did lose these 20 pips. If this was I would have definitely got in. Like, this wouldn't have been even a question. Like, break, retest, A plus, let's go. Let's roll. So we did get a break. And this right here, I would call this a harami. Now, if this was a bullish candle, yeah. But at this point, it was a little sketchy. It came in. It did not give us an aggressive push. Stopped right here and just kept pushing down. It hit stop loss to the T. So basically, that would have been a L. Okay, so now where are we going? I like this area. I like to use previous markups as a trade. So this would definitely be my next trade. Okay. Ooh. Oh gosh. Boom. That would have got me back at break even for the day. No trade was taken in the PM session. If I was up for London, I would have lost a trade and won a trade by the hair on the back. Oh my god, did it come down here? Okay. I would have almost lost this trade literally to the T and got that. So this is a break even session. So we will just say no money won or gained at that point. So that was London. So I wanna just take a little note on this, see what we're looking at. We had an EMA match, good lineup, price continued to push up, came with a huge wick at 340. I want to see what was going down at 3 yesterday. So let me pull up. Let me pull up Forex. Not Forex, but yeah, Forex Factory. Okay. 1 p.m. 4:30. Nothing too much. That was just crazy. But yeah. So I want to go ahead and journal that real quick. Take an EMA match, aggressive entry, EMA match. Hold on. I accounted for all of that though. So I don't think that was a really terrible trade. That would have really had me in a kerfuffle. But yeah, I like that. This Harami. Let me put that in here too. Let's see. Let's put it under. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and delete this stuff. Okay. That and that. See, I would have went in. See how I got. Yeah, I would have went in aggressive on that. I would have definitely had me a couple of doggone couple hundred off of that. Okay. So let's whip out our tool. Alright, so now we just waiting on 8 o'clock at this point. And then we can do around that time. We're waiting on 8. So here go my New York trades, y'all. I'm doing all of this at work, by the way. By the way. Alright, so boom. So at this point, we have pushed all the way past this area and this area. This demand zone right here would be great for a pullback. So let's go ahead and mark that up. On the 15-minute, we had a break here, and our 15-minute would be here. Like that. Alright. Okay. So then price broke, came back into this, started pushing up, found its high right there. It is now 8 a.m. Our session ends here. Okay, so this what happened. Price pushed up right here. I waited for that 15-minute to complete itself because I seen that okay, we did have an imbalance here. Okay, cool. I marked out the 15 and the 5-minute demand right here. Waiting on price to get back down to here. I did notice we did get a Harami at the top, but I think either last night or sometime last week, I tried to take a sale off of Harami just by man. All right. I think we back. I don't know what just happened, but I think I'm back in the game. Yeah. All right. So I think at one point in the game, I tried to take a sale off of Harami after a break, but it didn't work out. I'm gonna go ahead and just put that in my notes. I got so many notes, like I gotta break this stuff down. I gotta consolidate this somehow. Like if y'all look at this spreadsheet, this Google Sheets full of just stuff, you'll be like, bro, what? You need to do a little better than that. Okay, so that was a 15-minute break. Okay, breaker structure. Created a 15-minute Harami and price. What did it do? At this point, I just hesitated. I'm like, you know, I could take this sale, but the next candle ended up being a really good candle. Literally could have got what I needed, and I would have been through. That would have been me. But boom, gave us that. So at this point, I'm just like, let me, you know what I'm saying, try to get in for a little sun. Somewhere along the lines, I ended up getting in. Somewhere along the lines, I ended up getting in. And then, as a matter of fact, I think this stopped me out. Boom. It went, oh, shoot. Let me stop. Okay, let me slow down. Okay. It ended up stopping me out. It was on 5 minutes. I was seeing that. Oh, there you go. Boom. There you go. I'm like, what? Okay. I ended up getting in. Let me see what's that. I was around the same point. That's how you know I ain't telling no lie. I was around the same point I got in for real. I ended up getting in. Trying to take, now look, got in, got about that close to TP. About 15. Got real close. Got in, got real close, stopped me out. Okay, that's cool and all. That's cool. Okay, that's cool. You got me. I should have got in with the Harami. I don't know. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and continue this dog. Break construction, create a 15-minute Harami. Uh, Let me look at the 15-minute real quick. 15-minute Harami. 50% on down. That 50% would have just been like that right here. 50% would have been right there. Okay. Create a 50-minute line. 50% entry TP. Okay, so boom. So I went ahead and got that, locked that in. It comes and do that right there. Okay. Meanwhile, remember this down here. I'm trying to get in. As you can see, I was trying to get the entry off this bad boy. So boom. I see that it's A plus setup. I'm looking at it, my mouth watering. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this. We got that in the bag. Matter of fact, we're gonna put that back up there so you can see what done happened after that. Boom. With the side, we went for 20, but it came 26. 6 more points. With the side. Okay. And then drop. Boom. Gave us the thing. Okay, cool. Ended up coming on down. Of course, I'm in right here. This is me. I'm in. I'm immediately in. It's an A plus setup. I'm going in aggressive. I'm in. I'm in. Okay, cool. Knowing that this right here, it might be a tap right here. You know what I'm saying? This might end up getting tapped out while this getting tapped in. Okay. So, boom. That done got tapped in. This done got tapped out. We tapped out. Even though, like, looking at the trade, like, fam, you could have gave me that. Come on now. You could have gave me that. Anyway, got tapped out just for it to go. Okay, cool. We good. What happened with this? We went to let me record this now. Let me record this. Oh, I'm on the wrong. Oh Lord, I'm on the wrong thing. Copy. Is this the right thing? This is the right thing. Okay. It just looks somewhat like okay. Alright, boom. We got price came in aggressive. This is the 5 minute, didn't even hit the 5. It came in aggressive on the 15 and hit the bottom. That's a good one because usually when they come in aggressive like that and go straight to the bottom, we finna keep dropping. We finna keep dropping. But we did get that right though. So we're looking at the 5. 5 come in, boom. This is where we meet. Okay. I need to note that too. They did come in aggressive now. Okay, did come in aggressive, but let's focus on this. We want to tell them. Let's look at this. Okay, boom. See how that right there? Hit the middle of that 15. Okay. It's crazy how this right here look like the same thing I'm finna put. This thing, I took a note. 5 minute supply. I don't know. It's just on the supply side. Let me just flip it. 5 minute demand inside. Aggressive 15-minute demand. Price with the 15-minute demand. The mid and the top of the 5 minute demand. And closed below. The TP hit. So we probably got into the entry. Over 100 points. Came back and then pushed through. Let me color this right here. Let me color this. Price pushed and came in aggressive on 15 and the bottom on in one candle. Okay. On 5 minute, set the stage. 5 minute inside 15 minutes. Price came in aggressive on 15 with the bottom on the first count. On the 5 minute, with the 15 mid and 5 top of 5 minute man. TP here. Now let me see something. Okay. Okay. So we got that right there. We got TP hit on this. If we get in at this meet, if we got this loss, we still at a break even day. If this is the case, we still on a break even day. Okay. Alright. So I got in there, and I think I got in somewhere down here. But by that time I had bought another account and pretty much blew it just off of it. But okay, I see on the 5 minute we in okay. Thinking we finna do something, then we come down, end up wicking this. Now when that 5 minute and that 200, but I'm trying to tell you. So we're gonna see what this looking like. Okay, so we end up coming up out there. Ain't doing too much of nothing. Okay. So at this point we done came out. Okay. We done went above that wick of the closing of the candle. We done came back in. Okay. And at this point I think we on. Okay, so we want to go up, but shoot, we ain't trying to do nothing. But basically, I was eyeballing this because I'm like, okay, we already know if we're gonna come down to the mid, we're gonna come down to the bottom. But on the 15-minute time frame, we came straight to the bottom, gave a harami, We need to put that in there somewhere. Hold on. That's probably what changed it up right up. Came in aggressive. Let me look at the one right here. Nope. Okay. If price comes in and hit the top or the bottom, expect to give a small rejection in the continuation. My thing keep going on. Am I talking too much? Let me. This thing keep reconnecting and unconnecting and everything else. I ain't paying for the thing for now. I ain't paying for the thing at all, but still though. Okay, let me see here. Alright, let me I gotta figure out a way to be a little quick on this streaming here. Have my stuff together. I don't even know if it's still recording. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay. Alright, so usually if it comes straight down into we looking crazy. At this point it's a setup. It's a setup. Okay, let me put this in here real quick under my A plug. Okay, A plus setup, right? 15-minute can wick bottom of demand. Okay, and created a run. Created a run. See now, look at this. See all that. See what I'm saying? Wick below Harami. Okay. And it was going on ever since. And it's been going on ever since. And let's see. It, it went up over 100 bucks. Okay. So we're gonna get rid of this. Okay. We're gonna put that back. Go to gold. Oh no. We're gonna go here. Okay. So boom. This was us last night. We're gonna go ahead and finish this off. This was us last night. We had a push up on the 5-minute, also the 15, and let's look at the 1 hour. Even the 1 hour. We marked it out down here, found that our 5 and 15 were both pretty much the same order block. We were looking for price to come down, at least give us our 1-to-1, and hopefully, come down and give us that 1-to-1 going back to the upside. If not, then we would have had a little couple of other positions down here we could have locked in. But for the most part, we were just come out. Matter of fact, this is why I wasn't taking no sale on NAS. It's because of this right here. This is the reason. End up making this braid just like NAS did right here. What that braid? Ended up making this braid just like NAS did. Made the 15-minute harami and tanked. Made that braid, made the 15-minute harami, and you would have thought it would have tanked. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. I need to put that somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I need to watch that. See that double top? Not the double top, but either way, I need to watch it right there. To my light there. Let me look at that. Harami compared to this one. Okay. But anyway, was looking for this to go down or whatever like that. Price ended up stopping us out. Well before London. So I would have came back to a loss. We was risking $120 on this trade. So we weren't really that pressed about it, but the fact that we down, our position size, then I'm pretty proud of that. We're gonna fast forward over to 2 o'clock, right about here. We had a break right here with imbalance. I would definitely box this out right here. Boom. Let that be a 15-minute. Go ahead and break that out right there. I'll go down to the 5 minutes, see what else happening. Boom. That would have been a 5-minute situation right there. Boom. All right. So at this point, we had a yeah. I put a position on this. They meet right here. Put a position on this. In this position right here, I would. This is a gold trade. I'll put a small position. I'll probably put 8. I'll probably put 8 on that. 8 will give us. Not a lot. I'll probably put a 6 on that. 480. That's my sweet spot on here. 480. Win or lose. 15-minute harami right there. So now I'm a little bit more confident in that. And 480. So this would have been our 2 o'clock play. Especially after seeing this harami. We would have just kind of just popped in. Yeah. So boom, we would have lost that one. That okay, cool. That was London. So we would have went through all that. We're gonna pull out our tool and get us out here to 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock come in. I'm pushing work. We gotta get to 11 to close our day. So we're looking pretty decent right here. We still got that down there, but for the most part, this was my trade for gold today. This right here, this play right here. We ended up breaking right here. Even just this wick right here was broken with an imbalance right here. So I just bossed out this whole 15-minute demand. The 5 minute is in here. So I'm just gonna bounce that out just for the purpose of the stream. Boom. That's the 5 minute. Alright. And I figure, okay, we go in here. Might as well go in here, closer to the 50 EMA. So that's what my thought process was. We ended up tapping into this, giving a small drawdown right here. Ended up teasing us with that, playing around, went back to entry, still playing, and gave us the move. I exited out a little earlier because it was playing around on the 1 minute time frame prior to. Somewhere right up in here, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna take it. But yeah, so great entry, great, yeah, just great. So I'm gonna journal this real quick. Why did I choose that? I was looking at just this area, this time frame. This right here just was wacky, and I scaled it down. I was like, okay, all this right here that's going on, we have to break below this to at least, get me back down to these lows right here. So when I got that break with a little imbalance, went forward, seeing that the 50 was in there. Know it's a plus setup. Trying to get them where they meet. Now, if I would have did that, it would have got me to here. But I don't know why. It just said, "Hey, let's just do this." Because if I would have did this, that would have been dead. That right there, that would have been dead. I would have not hit TP. It would have turned around immediately. So just the fact that just off the muscle, taking this entry was way better. So 5 and 15, and this is gold. We're gonna do mid. So 5, 15-minute demand. 5 inside. 50. Matter of fact, let's copy this. Put it here. 50 EMA. Five and 50 side. 10. All right. And that was my New York sessions play. After that, we ended up going up, wanting to break out on the 5, wanting to break out on the 15. So at that point, what I was looking at that point would be this area right here. This area right here. To get in for a buy. So the trade will look like this. If we don't get that pullback, well, let me see. Yeah, I would definitely go for that pullback. Definitely go for that pullback. It can just keep going up if you want to. It really don't. They don't never go high. Let's see. So, yep. Yep. They don't have to. At that point, you through. You're done. It's over. Let's just exit out of this. Never came back here. Ended up breaking, coming back into this area right here, and taking off. Taking off. So that was my New York session trade. Hope y'all enjoyed the stream. I know it's pretty long, almost 30, over 30 minutes, almost an hour. But hey, even if this is just a recap or a journal for myself, that's good enough. I'll holler.